குடும்பங்கள் கூடி கொண்டாடிட இந்த தீபாவளி உங்களுக்காக தி லெஜண்ட் நியூ சரவணா ஸ்டோர்ஸ் ஸ்ரீநகர் மற்றும் பாடி.
Pan America shirts, trousers, jeans and t-shirts. Premium menswear.
தேனீக்கள் எடுத்து சேகரித்து கொடுத்த அசல் தேன் லயன் காஷ்மீர் ஹனி.
Asal Teen, Asandin.
How was your character in this, Amaran?
When you think of an army officer, you always have this image in your mind that they talk like this, that they walk, they're supposed to be very serious and all of that.
You are all the chosen ones!
Sivakarthikeyan brother also done many comic roles. After that only he became a serious
That's
hero.
a good thing, no?
Yeah, like you.
So then I know where I'm heading.
Okay. Do you have shared about those things or career related things in shooting spots?
So I thought he is a very serious person, and I think by the third or fourth day we had, we broke that ice and we started to joke about all of this. I said, sir, you have a good sense of humor.
You have already worked with Vijay Sethupathi. Now you are working with SK. What's your thoughts on SK before acting with him?
Sir, I don't
Did you have watched any movies of him?
Of course I did. I had seen Doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, and I saw Maviran while we were shooting the film. But yeah, I knew of him, but I didn't know him as such. But the more I got to know him, the more fond I grew of him.
How was playing a role as an army officer?
It was great, sir. My father was in the army and he always wanted me to join the army. So I think it was probably a dedication to him. And
Hello, Bhuvan Arora.
hello, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine. What about you?
I'm very good, sir.
Okay. First of all, how was Chennai?
Chennai is very good, sir.
Okay.
This time of the year it's very good. Last time it was very hot.
Okay. Okay. How many times you came to Chennai?
This is my third time, sir.
Okay. Okay. In Amaran, you are playing as an army officer.
Yes,
I think after test case, this is your second time, right?
Yeah, I mean there was a small bit in Chandu Champion also, but we didn't really show it that much.
Okay.
Yeah, so technically after test case, this is the biggest army part.
Okay. How was playing a role as an army officer?
It was great, sir. My father was in the army and he always wanted me to join the army.
Okay.
So I think it was probably a dedication to him and I really enjoyed myself. I think wearing the uniform itself, sort of ignites that love for your country in you. So I also felt it the minute I adorned the costume and
Okay.
yeah, it was a happy moment for me.
There are two different cases. You are acting as an imaginary character and you are acting in a biopic. You are replicating a real person. What are the differences you have seen?
You imagine yourself to be the real person. That's the only thing. So honestly, you don't really have a choice but to take the real person also as the character only, because I feel that is the only way an actor can operate around the medium. So in terms of approach, but yeah, you always get a little help in terms of the physicality. You always get a little help in terms of the character nuances. What are the things that the person liked or disliked, or what was the personal attributes of the person. So it becomes a little more easy and difficult at the same time, because when you have a real person, it's hard to match up because there is always a point of reference. When the character is imaginary, there is no literally what you show to the audience becomes the character for them. But when there is a real person and you have to play that person, there is always a point of comparison, that how close did you get to that person. So I feel the actor's job becomes more difficult in that case.
What are the things you have learned from the Vikram Singh Sipai?
I feel that first and the foremost, he was a really big guy. He was a really big, robust man, and he had this really daring quality about him, and he was really passionate about army and and his fellows, and it's a very strong emotion. And he was a very sharp shooter, a very fast runner, very athletic. And yeah, these are the traits that I got to know and I understood about it, and I worked on them to play the character.
Every character needs an homework.
Yes.
A kind of homework. What are the homeworks you have gone for this, Amaran?
First homework for me was to learn Tamil.
Okay.
Because it's not my original language. So I would always first concentrate on getting the language correct. And before the shoot had begun, we obviously went through a physical training. We got to spend some time together. We also learned how to shoot and how to dodge bullets and how to go around ammunition and bombs and explosives. All that was taught to us. We saw multiple videos. how army parades happen, how the salute is supposed to be, how exactly is the operation mode when you go into a mission, what is exactly the protocols of the officers. So that all of that we had to learn and sort of use.
Exciting as much. How was that experience for you personally?
Very good. And that particular time when we were shooting, it actually transported us. And I think that's the beauty of the job that we are in, that you sort of become somebody else for a limited period of time. So I used to feel really, I feel that, it's just, I feel the uniform. It's just the uniform. The minute you wear it, it sort of takes you somewhere else. You become like, I feel like if I could wear it all the time, I would probably wear it all the time.
You may heard many things about army officers and army officers' life in your childhood days by your father. Yes. Did you felt any time at your shooting spot?
100%. I really felt that, and my father wanted me to join the army. So I felt that there is a reason why he felt, and he would always tell me stories of army. And I saw the same brotherhood amongst the officers who were serving in the camp where we were shooting. So they were really real army officers there, and they were all shooting, and we were fortunate enough to get to talk to them, get to know their experiences, how do they go about things, how much do they miss family. And I remembered how my father used to tell me that, but that time it always used to be a second-hand information because I did not really was present amongst the camp as such. But this time I was amongst the officers sitting where they serve, and they used to tell us that how many months sometimes it goes by. And now fortunately we have mobiles, we are connected, we have technology. Back in the day my dad would write letters. So all that came, all those flashes came to me, how it must have happened back in the day. Yeah.
As an actor, adapting to the culture, adapting to the language, adapting to the climate also is difficult. How was the adaptation? Jammu and Kashmir climate, those things at all?
It was nice only. I think when you're driven towards your job, you don't really think about all those things. But yeah, I think we were fortunate to shoot in good weather. So we were very happy shooting in Kashmir because we were shooting during summers, most of the portion of the film. And it's the best time to go to Kashmir, of course. So I feel that it was also a vacation and work both simultaneously. I really enjoyed myself.
Through Farzi, we have really enjoyed your comic timings, those things
sir.
at all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, how was your character in this thing, in this Amaran?
It's not a comic character at all.
Okay.
But it's also not a cliched character because, often what happens is when you think of an army officer, you always have this image in your mind that they talk like this, that they walk, they're supposed to be very serious and all of that. It's not like that. Like my father used to joke all the time. He really, lived a grand life. He used to laugh. He used to make others laugh. So there are shades. There are multiple shades where, they pull each other's leg. They joke about things. And when they get to business, they get to business. Okay. So there are multiple shades of the character, and we try to optimize on each of them.
You told you have really had experience with those army officers in the shooting spot. You have, you can share any incident whether...
Sir, I don't think so. I should be sharing the personal stories over there. But yeah, whatever they told me, in fact, will stay with me forever, and I hope I will be able to bring it out in one of my performances. And when that day comes, I will tell you that this has been taken from somebody.
Okay.
Then. Yeah, but not, I feel that if they've told me something is so personal and so much in confidence, I should keep it to myself. It's like my treasure, I'm going to hold it myself.
Then what are the differences you have seen in Tamil cinema when comparing to Bollywood?
There is no difference as such in terms of Bollywood or Tamil. I don't think so. This diversion should be there only. Okay. We are all Indians, let's just be like that. Okay. I just feel that people here are very much more humble. That's what I feel in terms of personal character traits and personal nature of people. People are much more humble. They don't, they're more punctual. I feel that they're a lot more prepared, so to say. And they don't take themselves too seriously. They take their work very seriously. Okay. That's what I feel, and I think somewhere, at least talking about myself, I think I take myself too seriously. Okay. And I shouldn't be taking. That's something I learned from this film and with the crew.
How this character came to you by Rajkumar Periyasamy?
Sir, I think he probably saw me in Farzi and he wanted to.
But it's a completely contrast character, right?
I think that's his vision, and I think I'm thankful to him that he saw me like that. And I got a call from the casting team that Raj sir wanted to meet me. So we met, he narrated me the film, and I was wanting to do an army film because, because of the nostalgia of my father. And obviously there was SK sir, there was Sai Pallavi, and Kamal sir was producing it. There was no reason for me to say no to it, and I instantly jumped onto it.
There are differences in the way of working style. How was Rajkumar Periyasamy?
He's very calm. I think he has this Zen quality. He is not a man, he's a saint. You never see him getting angry, you never see him losing his control. He's always smiling. And obviously, when you are shooting a film of this nature, the shooting really becomes very tough at times. But when you look at Rajkumar Periyasamy, you feel that, don't worry, it'll happen. So he's got that energy, he's got that vibe, he's always smiling, and no matter how difficult the situation is, he will not panic.
You have already worked with Vijay Sethupathi. Yes. Now you are working with SK. What's your thoughts on SK before acting with him?
Sir, I
did you have watched any movies of him?
Of course I did. I had seen Doctor. Yeah, and I saw Mahaviran while we were shooting the film. We were supposed to watch it together actually, but then something did not work out because we were shooting in Kashmir and it was hard for us to get the film there. Something like that. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, I knew of him, but I didn't know him as such. But the more I got to know him, the more fond I grew of him. And he's a wonderful, wonderful man, and he's now like an elder brother figure. If I need any advice when it comes to Chennai or Tamil movies or anything, he's my go-to person now.
How was working with him, his dedication towards this role? Did you have seen anything?
Yeah, we saw a lot of videos. In fact, that's what we would do in any free time that we got. You would see a lot of army videos, how they, and a lot of scenes in the film. We have tried to keep it as real and as close to reality. So we would see all those videos, whatever's happening, and I'm not at a liberty right now because the film is yet to release. But there are scenes I'm sure that you will see that they are exactly same. So we would see those videos, preparation videos, everything was there, and I think Rajkumar sir has done in-depth research of the subject, and I think I know it comes from a book and India's Most Bravest, and it's obviously an adaptation of that. But I feel the amount of research Rajkumar sir has done behind this film is massive.
Like you, SK also, Sivakarthikeyan brother also done many comic roles. Right. After that only he became a serious
That's
hero.
A good thing, no?
Yeah, like you.
So then I know where I'm heading.
Okay. Do you have shared about those things or career related things in shooting spots?
I actually got to know on set that he was a stand-up comic back in the day. I had no idea about that. So he told me that he used to do stand-up comedy. And initially, because we had just met and all of that, he was very warm, very nice, very humble, very welcoming. But you instantly don't start joking about, with each other. So I thought he is a very serious person, and I think by the third or fourth day we had, we broke that ice and we started to joke about all of that. I said, sir, you have a good sense of humor, and he would say, brother, I was a stand-up comic. So I had no idea about that, but yeah, that's phenomenal. The journey that he has had is inspiring. In fact, Vijay Sethupathi sir also, he told me that he used to work as a junior artist and he's done really small work, small roles in the films. So it gives me hope, I think not just me, it gives every actor hope that, if you're working hard, life will reward you.
Director Rajkumar Periyasamy have told that actors have really used the real guns and bombs in these movies.
We have.
Yeah. Is this your first time?
Scary and thrilling both at the same time.
Is that your first time?
No, I have done shooting before because my father was in the army. So I have shot guns before, but you still need to be careful. It's a weapon end of the day. And all of the explosives and all of that, it really required a lot of synchrony and it required a lot of practice because we're dealing with we only would do rehearsals with the dummy guns and the training bit we did with the dummy guns. But during the shooting, we are holding real weapons and they're really heavy, because obviously, and then you need to be very precise. You don't want to hurt anybody else. So, you need to be meticulous when you're holding a weapon in hand. It was thrilling but scary also.
Every production houses treats their actors in different way, works in a different way. How was RKFI?
Great, yeah. I just can't thank them enough. I feel they've taken really good care of me. And I feel that I was pampered like one young child on set always. Whatever was, possible for them to do, they did. More than that, they did. And I'm really, really happy to be associated with them.
Did you have any interaction between Kamalhaasan sir?
Kamal sir had come to teach us when I was studying in FTI.
Oh.
He had come for an acting class when I was a student in FTI. I think he was in Pune for something. And we invited him to FTI and he was gracious enough to accept the invitation. And he came to the institute and we had like a interaction class with him. And one of the best interactions I've had in my entire life.
Okay.
In I think those 3-4 hours of interaction, he taught me more about acting than I learnt in a lot other classes in weeks.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
sir.
much for your time.
Thank you so much, Rahul. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
குடும்பங்கள் கூடி கொண்டாடிட இந்த தீபாவளி உங்களுக்காக தி லெஜண்ட் நியூ சரவணா ஸ்டோர்ஸ் ஸ்ரீநகர் மற்றும் பாடி.
Pan America shirts, trousers, jeans and t-shirts. Premium menswear.
தேனீக்கள் எடுத்து சேகரித்து கொடுத்த அசல் தேன் லயன் காஷ்மீர் ஹனி.
அசல் தேன் அசந்தேன்.